So remember that the problem we are trying to solve was the following, that we had these n symbols with n frequencies, and we are looking to find a binary tree such that each of these n symbols occur in the n leaf positions of this binary tree, and the cost of the tree, this cost function that we defined as this summation of the product of the frequency times the depth of a symbol. This represents the file size, and we want to minimize this term. Okay, and so how do we go about building this tree? What is so one thing that maybe let's say if part of the problem is solved. So let's say somebody somehow gave us a binary tree and said, this is the optimal binary tree. Let's say we had something like this. So there are 4 leaves here in this binary tree. So we have 4 symbols in our input, and somebody gave us this tree saying this is the optimal binary tree. Could we place the symbols in the right place? Okay, so let's say we had these 4, we had F1, F2, F3, F4, right? We have 4 symbols with these corresponding 4 frequencies. Where could we place these symbols in these positions, right? How can we place these symbols in these positions to get the least cost? Okay, let's say we have something like this. Okay, just let's say F1 is greater than F2 greater than. So supposing this is the case, what would you do? Where would you place the symbols? Okay, so intuitively, maybe some of you would guess that we would try and place the symbols which have the higher frequencies on the top, right? And the symbols which have the lower frequencies on the bottom, right? This is basically simply corresponding to what we said earlier, that we assign the symbols that occur often, the higher frequency symbols, we give them smaller encodings, right? So smaller encodings in this case would correspond to higher positions in the tree. So here and here. So what we would, for example, do is we would maybe put F1 at the top here, then the next highest position leaf would be here, and then F3 and F4. Okay, so this turns out to be in this case would be the best way to position the symbols. Okay. And the reason for this, you could formally argue this using a small, basically an exchange argument, right? So what we are saying is, so supposing, consider 2 trees, right? You had 2 trees. Let's say one of the symbols here, F1, right? And you consider some other symbol here, F2, which has frequency F2. And let's say this is height H, this has height H dash. Okay. And now what we do in this tree is we just swap the positions of these 2 symbols, right? So we keep everything the same. We don't change anything else. We just swap the positions of these 2 symbols. So what happens here is, now here we have the symbol with frequency F2 at this position, which has height H, right? Sorry. And down here we have the symbol F1 with height H dash. Okay. Now, what would be the change in cost? Okay, so basically we just have to consider the contribution of these 2 terms, F1 and F2, because everything else remains the same, right? So here the contribution to the cost of these would be H1, F1 times H plus F2 times H dash, right? And here the contribution would be F2 times H plus F1 times H dash, right? And we have to see which one is greater, right? So is this greater than that or is it less than that is what we need to see, right? Because everything else remains the same. So the cost, whichever term is the least, that would give us the lower cost of the tree. That tree would have lower cost. So what do you think? Which one is lower? Okay. So I'll let you figure this out. It's a simple calculation, and you will notice that, sorry, I need to give you a key piece of data here that, let me formally say that F2, the frequency of 2, let's say, is greater than the frequency of 1, and the height h is less than the height h dash. Okay, so suppose this is the case, right? So F2 has a higher frequency, right? F2, the frequency F2 is more and F1 is lower, and height h is lower. Okay. So what we will see in this case is that, in fact, this term is greater than this term, right? So we will see that over here, we have that this is going to be greater than this. Okay. So what we are saying is that the cost of this tree is greater than the cost of this tree, right? So what we're essentially saying is if we have two symbols such that the frequency of the second symbol is greater than the frequency of the first symbol, right? If we have these two symbols such that this frequency is greater than this frequency, but the symbol with the greater frequency occurs lower in the tree, right? H dash is greater than H. So if this symbol occurs lower in the tree than the other symbol, we can simply exchange the positions of these two symbols in the tree, right? To get this tree here, and that would decrease the cost of the tree, right? So just by doing this exchange, we can decrease the cost of the tree. Okay, so we would want the symbols with the least frequency to be lower down in the tree. Okay, and that would basically argue for this positioning of the frequencies, right? The lowest frequencies, we are going to put them, the lowest frequencies, we are going to put them down here in the tree. Okay, so looks like the low frequency symbol should go at the lowest part of the tree, at the leaves, so to speak. And the highest frequency should be closer up to the root. Okay, so, right. So if somebody gives us the tree, then maybe then we can kind of fill up the symbols, right? We can put the lowest frequency down at the leaves and come filling up towards the root. But the big question is, how do we actually find this tree? What is the exact structure of this optimal tree, right? We don't really know. In this case, we said somebody gave us this tree, but maybe that is not the optimal tree, and that optimal tree has some other structure. Okay, how do we know what is the structure of this optimal tree? So we would like to find the structure of this optimal tree and also fill in these symbols, the leaves. right? So we know that the optimal tree is a full binary tree, right? And it has n leaves, but which exact binary tree? Okay, so um, what are the possibilities? So um, how many possible full binary trees are there? How many possible full uh, how many possible, I should say, different, right? Different full binary trees that have n leaves. Okay, so how many possible different full binary trees that have n leaves? Um, well, this is an exercise. It's a problem in DPV also, I think. Um, and it's basically it's exponential in n. Okay, so if you have to somehow construct all the different possible full binary trees and compute the cost of each one of them, and then pick the optimal, this naive solution would simply be too expensive, right? It would be exponential in n, which is not something that we want, right? So, right. So, so back in the days when this was an open problem, the a particular instructor, I'm not sure who was, he was working on this problem and trying to find the optimal solution. And he shared this problem with the students. And I think Huffman was a graduate student. He was a PhD student under that professor. And he actually came up with this very clever greedy algorithm that solved the problem. Right. I think the instructor was trying to build the tree from top to bottom, and he kind of came up with the opposite um, way of building the tree from bottom to top, which ensured that the final result was the optimal tree. Okay, so we'll see how to build this optimal tree, how Huffman came up with this idea, and it again uses this famous exchange trick that we have been using for many of the previous greedy algorithms. Okay, except that here we are not really working with like a sequence of inputs. We have a tree structure here, right? And it's not really clear what do we exchange, right? What can we exchange in these trees, right? Do we exchange the leaves, or do we exchange internal nodes, or what exactly would an exchange here look like? Okay, so we'll see that in the next video.